Hi children, good morning, and in previous class we have seen about the dispersal of seeds through air and water, isn't it? So some of the seeds that disperse through air have hair-like structures and wings also around them, which due to light in weight they fly high up in the air and settle at some place, and under favorable conditions they germinate into the new plant. You know it well, isn't it? And the next one is the dispersal of seeds through water. As you know well that the some of the examples about the dispersal of seeds through water is lotus seeds, lily seeds, and the coconut especially. So the coconut seeds normally they have the fibrous coat around them which float on the surface of the water as it is very light in weight, and they move to the shore of the seashores or the riverbeds and settle at some place and germinate under the favorable conditions. That's why we see most of the coconut plants or the trees along the seashores. Okay, now we are going to see about the dispersal of seeds through animals. What is the topic that you are going to see now? Dispersal of seeds by animals. How the seeds are dispersed by animals. Mostly animals. What happens? Certain seeds are being dispersed by animals too. Some animals eat the fruit of the plant and they eat the flesh of it and leave the seeds away. And sometimes what happens while eating, they feel it hard to eat and leave it as such somewhere else. Is it clear? Hence, under the favorable conditions of air, water, and sunlight, those seeds will be growing into the new plant at some other place. So that's why we may see the same type of plant at different places also without being sown by ourselves. Is it clear? And next, certain seeds, see here, certain seeds are dispersed to far off places, or some fruits they develop hook-like structures. Do you understand? They develop hook-like structures. The seeds develop the hooks-like structures. Due to this, what happens? They get stuck to the hair of the animals, and when they move to some other place, they may move their body, or they may fall down at some other place due to the fur, that is the hooks that attach themselves to the skin of the animals. So they get attached to the fur of the animals mostly and are carried to the distant places before they get rubbed off by their bodies and fall to the ground. So the fruits of mainly examples are the fruits of gokru, xanthium. What are they? Gokru, xanthium, and urina. These are the fruits of the seeds of which contains hook-like structures. Is it clear, children? So, due to which they get attached to the fur or the skin of the animals, and they detach themselves from their skin when they rub their body somewhere else. Is it clear? So this is the way in which some of the seeds are dispersed by the animals. Okay, next we'll see about the dispersal of seeds by the birds and insects too. Okay, note down the examples. Yes, children, when the seeds are dispersed through the animals, these seeds mainly contains the structures like hooks, thorns, or hair-like structures which are attached to the skin or the hair of the animals and are dispersed to far off places. Some of the seeds like grass seeds also are dispersed in this manner too. Okay, children, and see this here, children, some of the seeds are dispersed by the birds, as I said to you. Mainly, some seeds are very sticky in nature and they get attached to the beaks of the birds. And when they fly high over, they fall down at some other place and they grow into the new plant under the favorable conditions. This is how some of the birds mainly they are responsible for the dispersal of the seeds. If you see the animals, some animals they eat the fruits, and the seeds cannot be digested and they may be excreted in their feces too. In such a manner the seeds may be dispersed in another place and they may be grown at that place. And if you see this neem plant, neem fruit, neem, see here children, this is the neem seeds. They are dispersed mainly by the birds. Birds eat the fleshy part and the seeds are dispersed out through their, that is the seed droppings. Okay, so this is how the seeds are dispersed through the birds while they are on flight. And mostly bulbuls, crows, all the birds mostly eats most of the fleshy fruits like neems and all, and they are dispersed by their excreta or as bird droppings also sometimes. Okay, and they germinate into the new plant. Some of the seeds are grown through the at some other places by the squirrels too, where the squirrels the seeds like nuts, they are being eaten by the squirrels, and they keep it at some other place and they forget to where they have kept it, so they grow into the new plants. So in such a manner we get the most of the nut plants in different places where the squirrels have been hidden them. Okay, in such a manner we get most of the nut plants also. Next, coming to the dispersal of the seeds by bursting mechanism. What do you mean by bursting mechanism? It's a very simple that you might have seen the plants like Kanakambaram and peas, if you see, or the balsam. Okay, balsam. Examples are peas, balsam, and Kanakambaram too. If you see the flowering plant, these seeds are dispersed by bursting mechanism. When you pour the water during the summer when they are completely dried and you sprinkle the water over them, the seeds burst out from the pods. Okay, you know that the seed pods, they are enclosed in the pods, especially the pea plant. If you see, the peas are enclosed in the pods and they burst open and the seeds come out and they are scattered at different places. And due to this bursting mechanism, these seeds are scattered at different places and they grow into the new plants. This is how the seeds are being dispersed through the bursting mechanism, and they give rise to the new plant at some other place where they are burst out. Okay, so this is how the seed dispersal takes place. So how can you say that a seed dispersal it's advantageous to the plant, that you have learnt in your previous class that I have explained you, isn't it? So what happens if seeds are not dispersed? What happens, children? If seeds are not dispersed, they may fall under the shade of the parent plant itself. What happens? The question is, what happens if the seeds are not dispersed? Up to now you are learning about the dispersal of seeds. Now the question arises that what happens if seeds are not dispersed? If seeds are not dispersed, they may fall under the shade of the parent plant itself. If they fall under the shade of the parent plant itself, there will be competition between the parent plant, that is the mother plant, and the seed. For what? For the minerals, water and mineral salts, that is required for its growth and development. So there is a competition for between the mother plant for the air, water and minerals. So the plant disperse their seeds to different places. So what happens if the seeds fall over there? Such seeds cannot germinate, as there will be competition for the water, minerals, and also all the requirements that it needs, and sunlight, everything that it needs for its growth. So there will be competition with the mother plant for its growth, so they cannot grow well. So the dispersal of seed is not facilitated. If it is not facilitated, what happens? The seed falls under the shade of the parent plant and they cannot germinate, where there is a competition for the water and minerals. Such seeds cannot germinate. Okay, if such things are prolonged continuously, what happens? If or continuously the seed falls under the shade of the parent plant and it doesn't grow, then the species becomes extinct. So the next generation doesn't takes place. So those species will become soon extinct. Species become extinct if this continues. What continues? If they fall under the shade of the parent plant in itself and they do not disperse, then their species becomes extinct. First point is, if they fall under the shade of the parent plant, so there will be competition for their food, sunlight and carbon dioxide, air, everything, mineral salts, everything that is required for its growth. Okay. So germination cannot take place, you know it. The next thing is, if this thing prolongs for a longer time, then what happens? The species become extinct. So seed dispersal is very essential for a plant. Okay children, hope you have understood this now. See this children, these are the seeds of balsam. Okay, hope you can see them well. These are the seeds of balsam. Okay. They are dispersed through the bursting mechanism. So in the textbook also it is given for you. Clearly the picture, you can observe how the seeds are enclosed in the pods and they burst open when the water is sprinkled over them. And especially during the summer season, you can see the dry pods, they burst open and fall down. So these are the seeds of the balsam. Okay, Guriginja Viseno, that's one. Next, so lady's finger, balsam, peas, these are all the examples for the seeds which disperse through the bursting mechanism. All the plants which belongs to Leguminosae family, mostly they burst open. Their seeds are dispersed through the bursting mechanism itself. Next, the dispersal of seeds by human beings. How the seeds are dispersed by human beings. This is a fact that the seeds are being transported from one place to other place. So by human beings we sow the seeds, isn't it? We want a plant to grow, so we sow this particular type of seed that we need. So that is one thing, is that we sow the seeds and we also transport the seeds from one place to other place. Some seeds are native to particular place in itself, especially like guava, which are native to that is the country. Okay, that is not common to India. Do you know it? It is when European travels came over to India, they have sown these seeds, that is tomatoes, guava, cauliflower, pear, and these are not native of India. They are not native to India. They are of Europe. Okay. When European traders, they came over India, they have sown these seeds and its generation is being continually followed now, and we are being importing them from those countries too, and this species is being developed in the country as a continuous series. Okay, so that is being taking place, and the sugarcane, which is the native of India, is being exported to other countries too. Sugarcane is native to India, so it is being exported to other countries. In the similar pattern, pulses, grains, vegetables, fruits that is not native to particular country is being exported to the other countries, and the fruits of the flowers of other countries are being imported to our countries too. So in such a manner, the seeds are being transported from one place to other places. So in here, it may be transported through ships, aeroplanes, or the trains or buses, and through the traveling facilities. Okay, so that is from the one place to other place. Seeds are being traveled. It is we can say that it is a highly the creation, that is the developed country. The countries are becoming developing and developed through the trade marketing. Is it clear? So that is being transported from one place to other places, where the every seed or the related to the food material or anything is being exported and imported from one place to other places. And the other thing is that why do the plants produce a large number of seeds? It is the next question that arises in every mind. So why does the plants produce why plants produce a large number of seeds? If plants do not produce large number of seeds, what happens? That is the question that arises. See children, why plants produce a large number of seeds? Plants produce a large number of seeds because all seeds do not germinate, isn't it? So mostly you'll see the fruits grow in singly or in bunches. Some of the fruits may have single seed, and some fruits may have many number of seeds. Like mango, if you see, it has only a single seed. If a custard apple, papaya, or the watermelon, if you see, like some of the fruits, they contain several seeds in them. But it is not sure that all seeds are ready to germinate and grow into the new plant. So some seeds may germinate to produce the new plants, and some seeds may not germinate or never germinate to produce the new plant. Okay, so why do not germinate? It may be of several reasons, because they may be smashed due to the accidentally when we stamp over them, or when animals are moving, when they stamp over them, they may be crushed, or due to the climatic conditions or the weather conditions, it may be broken, or the broken seeds may not get, or they may not get the unfavorable conditions to grow, like sunlight, water, and mineral salts. So whatever be the reason, all the seeds may not germinate. Okay, so this is the reason that all seeds cannot germinate, and if there are several seeds, then the species may continue forever if they germinate. So number of the seeds, if they are more, so they can some of them may germinate and give rise to the new plant, where it helps for the continuation of that particular species. Okay children, so plants produce a large number of seeds. So to overcome the problems that is mentioned above, like what are the problems that arise? Though all the seeds cannot germinate, isn't it? Some seeds only germinate and some seeds cannot germinate due to their conditions that they are in. So all the plants produce a large number, not all plants, some plants produce a large number of seeds. Okay children, so which plants produce seeds, large number of seeds, which plants produce a single seed is a homework for you. Write down the table that is given in your textbook, page number 127. Page 127. It is the homework for you. That is name of the fruit and number of the seeds in it. Name of the fruit and number of seeds in it. So you should write from the beginning, number 1. Okay, how many seeds? Only one seed is present in a particular fruit. What is that name of that particular fruit? Like mango. Okay, number of seeds, 1. Like that you have to write. Okay children, so this is how you have to improvise your notes and write on your own. Okay, continue the number and write the name of the fruit that contains it. Okay, children. So at last we revised the topic of seed dispersal by different agents, children. By wind, it is calotropis, for example, seeds of calotropis, milkweed. By water, coconut, lotus. By animal, datura, xanthium, gokru, you can write the others too. By birds, neem, tamarind, etc. By man, sugarcane, that is tomatoes, guava, all the fruits and vegetables, grains, pulses, etc. By any other mechanism like dispersal mechanism through the bursting mechanism like lady's finger, mustard, balsam, peas. Okay, children, thank you. Next class will continue. Okay, ma. So this is about the seed dispersal. We'll continue.